Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Art Eftekhari. Great to have you back with us. You know the routine. We're about to start, but get to our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. We got the links to all the best European, Asian, and United States friendly bookmaker sites. Also on our website, you know we got the Bookmaker 101 basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. And remember, our Bookmaker Guide is there for you to download, so stop wasting time, get on it, and download it right away. Now, to start things off with our A to Z sports betting lingo, well, before I get to our word of the day, I think I'm going to first share what I think should be the word of the day, and that is robbery. Because if anyone saw that fight between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin, everyone knows that it was Golovkin who won that fight, but some judges didn't agree. Anyways, but that's boxing, and let's move on now. For our word of the day for A to Z sports betting lingo, the word today is board. And what do I mean by board? Well, that's the complete schedule of games on any given day. So for those of you who want to take your love of sports to the next level, make sure you're checking out the board every morning and every night. Now, to get things started off, let's see what's going on in the top flight of Spanish football. You know this league as La Liga. When I'm taking a look at the top of the table, Barcelona, perfect record, 5 wins, 15 points. Right behind them, you got Sevilla with 13, Atletico Madrid with 11, Valencia with 9, Real Sociedad with 9, Real Betis with 9, and wow, you gotta like this, especially if you're not a supporter of Real Madrid. They currently have 8 points and are 7th in the table. Wow, they've definitely got off to a bad start. But with that, though, let's take a look at which games are going on this weekend and the ones you should be paying attention to. So I would recommend going to SBOBET.com. That's www.sbobet.com. And the games I'm talking about here are on Saturday, the 23rd of September. First, you got Atletico Madrid hosting Sevilla, and this will definitely be a good one. That's the early game on Saturday the 23rd. As I mentioned earlier, Sevilla have 13 points, Atletico Madrid have 11, but this game will be in Madrid. Payout here shows 1.61 for Atletico Madrid, 3.85 for a draw, and 4.50 for Sevilla. You know, I'm a big supporter of Atletico Madrid as well, and I think Antoine Griezmann is going to have himself a good game. Then you got Alaves hosting Real Madrid. Payout here shows 13 for Alaves, 5.40 for a draw, 1.19 for Real Madrid. And Alaves currently in the 19th position out of 20 teams, basically at the bottom of the table. 5 losses in 5 games, 0 points. But can this be the game where they get their first point or victory? That would really frustrate those Real Madrid fans, but let's hope for that. Then you got Malaga hosting Atletico Bilbao. Payout here shows 2.76 for Malaga, 3.20 for a draw, 2.36 for Atletico Bilbao. Then you got Girona hosting, you guessed it, Barcelona. Payout here is 8.75 for Girona, 5.60 for a draw, 1.24 for Barcelona. Right now, Barcelona is looking good. They have scored 17 goals in the season. They've only conceded 2. Expect them to keep up this streak of victories. And before we continue, make sure you check out our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. On our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 basics. That includes steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our Bookmaker Guide is available to download. Read through it at least 2 or 3 times. Remember, I want you to become an expert on this whole entire online sports betting process. And remember, we have betting strategies, tips. Don't forget about our A to Z sports betting lingo. Remember, you may not sound like an expert just yet, but keep on listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. Check out our website, and you'll be good to go. Okay, everyone, now, are you ready to hear the odds and matchups for this weekend's National Football League games? Well, I'm sure you are, and that's why you should get to topbet.com. That's www.topbet.com. Yes, this is a United States-friendly bookmaker site, so don't waste your time. Get to TopBet right away. Let's take a look at what's going on this weekend. This is Week 3 of the 2017 National Football League season. First, you got the Baltimore Ravens visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Ravens are 2-0. They are favored by 3.5 points. For the money line, negative 190 for the Ravens, positive 160 for the Jaguars. Over-under is set at 40. So far, the Jaguars have surprised a few people, but with this one, I think the Ravens are going to take care of business here. Then you got the Cleveland Browns at the Indianapolis Colts. This is one of those tricky matchups. The Colts are at home, but wow, believe it or not, the bookies here at TopBet have the Browns favored by 1.5 points. And for the money line, both are set at negative 110, over-under set at 40.5. And look, if you're in the mood to place a wager on that game, well, don't know what to tell you. Those are two teams that are struggling right now. Both of them are 0-2. Let's go to the next matchup instead. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Chicago Bears. Game will be in Chicago. Steelers, though, favored by 7.5. Moneyline here shows negative 320 for the Steelers, positive 260 for the Bears. Over-under is set at 44. Steelers are off to a good start. Hey, they're a good organization. They know how to run things well. The Bears, well, they're just the Bears. Or maybe I should just say, the Bears. Then you got the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. No surprise here. Dolphins favored by 6 points. As for the money lines, negative 260 for the Dolphins, positive 220 for the Jets. Over-under set at 42.5. And what can you say? It's another team that has one of those reputations. You know, the Jets have not been looking good, but when it comes to these AFC East matchups, these division rivalries could be a crapshoot. You never know what's going to happen. Next, you got the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. Going to be a tough defensive battle. I'd recommend choosing the under there. The over-under is set at 40. So the Broncos enter that game as 3-point favorites. Moneyline here shows negative 160 for the Broncos, positive 140 for the Buffalo Bills. And then you got the Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. Patriots obviously got back on track after getting off to that rough start. They enter this game at home as 13.5-point favorites. Should be an easy win for the Patriots in my opinion. Then you got the New Orleans Saints at the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers here are favored by 6 points at home. Moneyline here shows positive 225 for the Saints, negative 265 for the Panthers. Over-under is set at 47. That could be one of these high-scoring affairs, but I think the defense of the Panthers, in particular, the defensive line of the Panthers, will be able to cause lots of trouble for Drew Brees, so I say go with the under there. Then, the Atlanta Falcons at the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a very, very exciting matchup. Falcons on the road are 3-point favorites. Moneyline here shows negative 155 for the Falcons, positive 135 for the Detroit Lions. Over-under set at 50.5. Wow, that's quite the over-under number to have there. Then you got the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. These NFC East matchups are always pretty entertaining. Having said that, though, that game will be played in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Eagles will be 6-point favorites. Moneyline here shows positive 225 for the Giants, negative 265 for the Eagles. Over-under set at 42.5. And the Giants have not got off to a very good start. They are 0-2. The Eagles are 1-1. I say go with the Eagles. Quarterback Carson Wentz is really showing a lot of progress as the main guy in Philadelphia. Then you got the Seattle Seahawks at the Tennessee Titans. The Seahawks have not been very good on the road, and actually their offensive line really is struggling a lot. The Titans actually are 3-point favorites, believe it or not. As for the money line, shows your positive 130 for the Seahawks, negative 150 for the Titans, over-under, set at 42. Then you got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chiefs are actually 3-point favorites. Not surprised, they're playing well, especially with running back Kareem Hunt tearing it up, and quarterback Alex Smith doing a good job managing the game and protecting the ball. Moneyline here shows negative 160 for the Chiefs, positive 140 for the Chargers, over-under set at 47.5. Then you got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 8.5-point favorites. No surprise, they'll be playing at Lambeau Field. Moneyline here shows positive 320 for the Bengals, negative 400 for the Packers, over-under is set at 44.5. The Bengals are 0-2. They are desperate for a win, but you know what? I just can't see them getting that win in Green Bay. And if they lose, I expect them to dismiss head coach Marvin Lewis. No joke. Then the Oakland Raiders at the Washington Redskins. That'll be an entertaining one in my opinion. Raiders are 3-point favorites on the road. Moneyline here shows negative 155 for the Raiders, positive 135 for the Washington Redskins. Over-under set at 54, and that's actually the Sunday night game. So that'll be a fun one to watch, taking place between the Raiders and the Redskins. And last but not least, the Monday night game, Dallas Cowboys at the Arizona Cardinals. Cowboys suffered a huge setback on the road against the Broncos this past week, but the Cowboys will go into the desert favored by 3 points. Moneyline here shows negative 165 for the Cowboys, positive 145 for the Cardinals. Over-under is set at 47. Both teams are 1-1, but expect the Dallas Cowboys to come out on top. And as for one more game I need to mention, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Minnesota Vikings here on TopBet.com. The odds are not being reported yet, so check back when you get the chance. All right, everybody, that is it for this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Glad you're able to join us. Make sure you get to our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Remember, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level. Hope you all enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, and don't forget to place your wagers on your favorite National Football League teams.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.